Hello livestock entrepreneurs, welcome back to Bio Livestock Entrepreneurship, your YouTube channel where you always learn something new in the different livestock enterprises that you are involved in. Before we continue with our topic for today, I request that for those of you that have not subscribed yet, we request that you subscribe. Then in addition to clicking on the notification button, because the notification button will always update you or inform you whenever we upload a new video. Our topic for today is a very important topic, and I chose this specifically because I've been moving around seeing a number of our farmers having challenges with the foundation stock of goats that they are rearing on the farm. And like I told you previously, what makes a successful goat enterprise is the foundation stock on your farm. It's always important that you maintain the best backs and the best doors for your goat enterprise. Now our topic for discussion today is about the best way to select the best stock for your goat enterprise. You could be a farmer that is getting involved in goats for the first time, or you could be a continuing or a practicing goat farmer. So this is very important for the both of you. And before we get into our discussion, for the new goat farmers, you have to start with having the passion for goat farming. Then after getting the passion, or when you develop that passion, then it's also important that you identify that market that you want to produce for. On identification of the market that you want to produce for, then it will be very easy for you to identify the goats that you want to breed or produce on your farm. And goat identification, like we have said, depends, or the breed that you want to select or to buy depends on the market that you want to breed or produce for. Remember, in our earlier discussions, we talked about the different goat farmers, and we also talked about the different markets that you could be targeting as a goat farmer. We said we have breeders as one of the stakeholders in goat production, and then we also have commercial goat producers. Those are the two main farmers or stakeholders in this goat enterprise. Having said that, then after developing the passion, getting to know the market that you want to produce or breed for, then it's also important that you also get to know the breed that will deliver you or will give you those products that will be highly demanded by the target market that you want to produce or breed for. In simple terms, get a breed or identify a breed that will give you the best goats for the market that you're targeting. So after getting to know the breed, then you now have to look for a source of the breed or a source for the goats that you want to buy, or you want to select, or you want to introduce or stock on your goat enterprise. And the best source for the goats is obviously the breeders or the goat breeders. That is the only source of goats that we recommend. Never, or you should never buy goats from a market, because a market is a center for so many challenges. For goats, so many challenges that include diseases and also getting goats that are not worth the amount of money that you invest in them. So those are very important factors. Then after getting to know that, then we need to look at those important characteristics that will guide you in buying the best stock for your goat farm. And the characteristics that we are looking at are mainly the physical characteristics on the goat. Then we also have the side of the performance records that you also need to look into when buying goats. To go back to the physical characteristics, we have a number of them that will guide you in identifying the best goat for your farm. The first one are the teeth. The teeth should be functional teeth, and meaning that also the teeth should indicate to you that the goat is not old. The second one is the chest. We need a chest that is wide enough to facilitate movement, and also to enable walking to be able to graze or to browse and pick the nutrients that are required to help the goat grow. Then the other third point is the back. We need a well-leveled back that is strong enough to hold, if it is for the does, that is strong enough to hold the kids during pregnancy. Then the other point that you need, or physical attribute that you need to look at, is the breadth or the depth of the body, the goat's body. That is also very important. Then the positioning of the limbs is very important. We don't want lame limbs, we don't want crooked limbs, and we also don't want limbs that are deformed. We need strong limbs. Limbs here, I'm referring to the legs. We need strong legs that are going to be able to support the body or the weight of the goat. The other important attribute that we need to look at is the placement of the udder. We need a well-placed udder, because this is the udder that is going to be producing the milk that the kids will be suckling. Then for the males, we need a well-placed scrotum that is going to be able to hold the testes, because the testes are the source of the spermatozoa that are going to be, that will fertilize the ovum in the female goat. So those are some of the attributes that we need to look at when identifying goats for selection. When buying goats, like we've said, the number of physical attributes that you need to look at. We've said that first of all, the skin or the coat should be a true representative of the breed that you want to buy. For example, here we are looking at a doe of a Boer breed. So at least by the colors, we are able to tell that these colors are a true representation of the Boer breed. That is one important factor. Then the second one, we have said that we need a goat with a flat back. This back is very important because it gives support to the lower part of the body to enable holding the kids for the first 5 months when the goat is pregnant. So this back is very important, it has to be a strong back. And then we are saying that the body should be deep. We need a deep body to enable holding a number of kids inside here. The bigger the body, the more chances of the goat producing twins or triplets. That is very important. And we are also saying that the legs or the limbs should be strong enough. Should be strong. We don't want crooked limbs, because crooked limbs will not facilitate movement of the goat. Those are some of the physical attributes that are very important. We are also saying that the teat or the udder placement, the udder should be well placed, and the teats should be separate. We don't want joined teats, because we need teats that are well placed and positioned and facing down to enable proper suckling by the kids. If it is a male goat, we need a well-placed scrotum. The scrotum should be well placed also to facilitate movement or free movement of the testes in the scrotum. That is very important. Then the other attribute that we need to look at is the chest. If it is a male goat, we need a wide chest that is also deep. A wide chest that is also deep. And then we also talked about the jaws. When you look at the jaws, we need jaws that are equal. We should never buy what we refer to as a broken-mouthed goat. Broken-mouthed goats mean that some of the teeth inside here are broken. So ensure that you buy you buy a goat with teeth that are well placed and should all be inside. And when you're looking at, when buying a goat, it's very important that you look at the incisors. You don't want to buy goats that are old, because old goats will not function as expected, or will not be cost effective because they are old. So we are saying that when buying a goat, we need goats whose upper jaw, the upper jaw and lower jaw are well positioned. The upper jaw doesn't have teeth. It has what we call a dental pad. So the lower teeth, which are the incisors, should be meeting the upper jaw well. So we need jaws that are equal. One of them should not be taller or shorter than the other. So that is very important when selecting goats. Remember, we said buying goats should not only be based on the physical characteristics, but we also need to consider performance of the goats. More so, looking at how the lineage of that particular goat has been performing. That is how the mother, how the father, and also the grandparents have been performing before you consider buying the offspring of that particular lineage. Then after that, physically participate in identification of the goat that you want to buy, the male goats and the female goats. The other important factors that you need to look at when you're identifying goats, that is specifically for the bucks or for the male goats, are that the scrotal circumference. The scrotal circumference should be commensurate with the age of the goat. And an average scrotal circumference, that is the circumference of the scrotum, should be at least 22 to 25 centimeters. That is a well-developed scrotum of the male goat. Then the other important part is the goatness or the maleness in the male goat should also be well exhibited. We want goats that actually show that they are high in libido. When you physically look at the goat that you selected, that is the male goat, it should be should easily show that it has the desire to mount the female. That is very important. Then the other important factor on selecting male goats is that you don't want to buy male goats that are aggressive, because an aggressive goat or an aggressive male goat can easily cause accidents or can easily cause damage to the farm workers. Then as we conclude, we also need to always remember that on buying goats, it's also important that you're also given a health certificate for the goats. You should ensure that the farmer or the breeder that is selling you the goats also takes blood samples to ascertain the health condition of the goats. Because remember, you have only considered the outer appearance of the goat, but it's also important that you also get to know what is inside the goat. Is the goat incubating any diseases or not? Very important that you request for a health certificate or lab results that are indicating that the goat is free from those very important viral and bacterial diseases. Then the other last point is always ensure that you request for a movement permit. Doesn't make sense for you to buy goats and then you forget a movement permit. If you don't carry with you a movement permit, then there are high chances that you won't be able to deliver to successfully deliver your goats to the final destination. So always carry a movement permit. Thank you so much.